Hey there, explorers! Today I'm going to be learning and practicing all about Russia. For those of you who are completely unfamiliar with not touching grass for the first time, in which case I'm not sure why you clicked on this video, GeoGuessr is a game that takes Google Street View imagery and asks you to pinpoint where you are in the world. There are hundreds of single-player maps as well as competitive game modes, but in order to progress in the game, you must collect a knowledge base of country and region-specific clues, and you're pretty much on your own with that research. GeoGuessr itself doesn't offer any information besides how to play the game. But there are maps designed by the GeoGuessr community to help with just that. I'll be playing some of those maps today with the aim of mastering the different regions of specific countries, starting with the largest one, Russia. I know, it's a daunting task, learning Cyrillic, memorizing all 83 federal subjects, and trying to 5K a random road in the middle of Yakutia, but when I dare greatly. Most of the general knowledge I've acquired so far has come from Plonk-it.net, which I would highly recommend if you are just starting out. They have guides on almost every country covered by Street View, including specific tips for unique regions and roads. They are updating the guides consistently to give us explorers the best chance we have at perfecting our plonks. They just uploaded a guide for Russia, so feel free to follow along as I practice the maps myself. I'll be playing 3 different practice maps today: Plonk It Russia, a Learnable Russia, and an Arbitrary Russia. Since this is my first practice session, I'm treating it as sort of an open book test, meaning I'll have the guides open for reference as I go. I found this hybrid of practice and study to be much more effective than trying to cram all the information into my memory at once, so I'm not going to focus on getting perfect 5Ks or even moving around, but rather just honing the skill of recognizing the regional environments and specific cities. So before I begin, let me show you a handful of resources I'll be using today in addition to the Plonk It guides. First, before you start reading any region guessing guide, I'm going to show you something that will give you a foundation of knowledge that will be essential to orienting your mind around Russia. As you read through the guides, there will often be references to specific oblasts or cities, and it's best to know at least some of those beforehand. What's an oblast, you ask? Well, let me show you. This is Seterra, a map quiz website hosted by GeoGuessr. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of quizzes on here, anything from US states to the provinces of Indonesia. Today, we'll be using their quiz on the Russian federal subjects. You can think of federal subjects as states or provinces, the first layer subdivisions of the country itself. These federal subjects are one of 4, well, technically 6, categories: oblasts, republics, krais, and okrugs. The 2 other categories somewhat overlap with those 4. There are 2 federal cities, which you can probably guess, Moscow and St. Petersburg, and 1 autonomous oblast. The nuances of each is irrelevant for our understanding, but each of those is a type of federal subject. This quiz will test your knowledge of all 83 federal subjects, and it's the best place to start. The next resource I want to show you is what you can think of as a base of operations for all your region guessing endeavors, and not just for Russia. This is the Regionguessing Meta Library, or R.M.L for short. Virtually every prominent resource for region guessing information is cataloged here. They have 27 resources for help with Russia. Don't worry, I'm not going to cover all of them, but I'll put a link in the description so you can check this out. This is the Amazon River that connects with all other region guessing tributaries. Definitely add this to your bookmarks. The final 2 resources are specific to what I'll be doing today. This is a supplementary guide to one of the maps I'll be using. It categorizes all of the map's locations, and it has a very convenient table of contents that aids with any quick references. And finally, this is a comprehensive guide to all car and seasonal metas for Russia. It is a 127-page document that divides its info into Gen 4 and Gen 3 car coverage, and further divides it into the different months of coverage for each specific car. This can be incredibly helpful long-term, but it is a lot to remember, so I'm basically going to ignore it for today, but it's good to be aware of its existence. So, without further ado, let's embark on the journey to Region Master Russia. Let's begin with the Plonk It map. Well, if you watched this far in the video, I know that I have the true fans of GeoGuessr with me, so welcome. Are you ready? I think I'm ready. We're going to dive into the Plonk It Russia map, and then switch over to the other ones. I'm going to limit myself to 10 rounds apiece, and including review, that should take about 3 hours is my estimation, so sit tight. We're in for a long ride. I have all the guides open up for me as reference, and we'll see how it goes. In the game settings, I have an infinite time limit, so I can take as long as I want to on whatever round. Like I said, I'm not really that concerned with getting perfect 5Ks, but just getting the vibe of each region in Russia and really nailing that, or beginning to understand that this session. So let's begin. Alrighty. So what I see here is some of this like low shrubbery on the side in the middle of wide plains. I don't see much more beyond that besides the road. The road's really dirty and sandy. And so down here, there's a bit of a desert on the eastern side, on the west side of the Caspian Sea, the eastern side of South Russia. It's not quite there, I don't think. It's further west, but let me take a look at where this is in the map, or in the guide. I think this was in one of these sections. Yeah, the grassy fields with bushy vegetation in early spring, Gen 4, is typical for Dagestan. So that means we are, let's switch back. We are in this region here. You can see the little dotted line shows you where the oblasts separate, or where the federal subjects separate. And Dagestan is on this side. So let's look at the road angle here. It's east to west, which probably means, oh, I don't know, maybe this road, one of these. Guess that. Hey, not too bad. Not too bad for the first time around, eh? Yeah, this area is really distinct, and it's pretty decently small considering the size of Russia, so you can get pretty good guesses on that one. That was cool. Oh, and I guess I should go over, not that you haven't had enough of talking about the guides, but basically Plonk It has 3 different sections for their guide. First, it's just steps about identifying the country. Second is basically region guessing, usually just based off of landscape. And then sometimes specific infrastructure will also be in the region guessing section. Then they have a spotlight section, which will show you specific roads and also cities. So take the first one, for example, in the spotlight section. This is highlighting the Vorkuta city in the Komi Republic as having dead-looking winter coverage. So this is even more pinpoint than the region guesses, or the region guessing section of this guide. So that's basically how it's designed. It's a funnel into the most specific guesses that you can make with the current knowledge we have. So that's what I'm referencing for this game. All right, second round here. Looks pretty generic. What I do see is we have this this type of masonry. I believe that's also southern. That in the guide they said that those types of houses are southern. Yeah, this house here looks similar. It says it's white limestone brick. Oh, look at that. We're in the same region, same federal subject as before. So let's go with that information. It looks like we're in some sort of a town. Sort of, you know, springy coverage, maybe early spring. I don't know my seasons that well yet for the Russia map. Let's just guess one of these towns here. Don't see any mountains in the distance. Oh, that was actually Kazan. Okay. Kazan was the answer. All right, let's move on to the next round. I'll give you 2 guesses what this is. 2 guesses. Moscow or St. Petersburg? Which one? I say that just because of the building. Just the orderly stone, very clean facade. I don't know, it could be something else, something completely different. But I think these informational signs are indicative of Russia. Not Russia, Moscow. Everything here is Russia. I get my words straight. Let me just do a search for Moscow here. Let's see, I think this will be in the spotlight section. Let's see where Moscow is. Yeah, okay. I thought so, yeah. So these informational signs that we're seeing here are only or specific to Moscow. So let's go with that. Oh, where did I go? A little bit further down there. Let's go right in the center. I'm not concerned about... Oh, it was actually kind of right in the center. Okay, cool. That worked out. Now, what do we have here? We have some museums, which typically when you see these signs for any landmarks or national parks, if you're not in like a super rural area, it's probably in the Moscow Oblast. Let's see. These are interesting. I don't remember seeing those specifically. Let's go up ahead. Let's actually do some moving in this moving game. Let's see if we can see anything with the street signs, the pedestrian crossing signs. Sometimes these are specific. Like if you're in St. Petersburg, they'll have a little rim around the edge, like a metal rim. Yeah, I bet these pole bottoms are specific, but I don't remember where. Let's keep going on. See if we can find like a highway sign. Ah, look at that. St. Petersburg, okay. So the E105 and the M10. And yeah, okay. So the E, and that would be to the north. 105 travels this way, east to west. And then let's see about the M10. Ooh, 105 extends all the way down here. Hold on. Are we just outside of Moscow? There's the M9. We don't have the M10. No. Where is this road? Let's just guess here. Oh, it was south there. Okay. But where's the M10? Okay. My suspicion is that the E105 and the M10 are synonymous because I don't see that listed on the map anywhere. All right, well, it looks like my theory was correct. The M10, if you type that into a Google search, will come up with this road in Russia, which is synonymous with the E105. They probably branch off at some point. I'm guessing after it reaches St. Petersburg, that it just becomes the 105 after that and ceases to be the M10. But on the map, on the GeoGuessr map, what you'll see is the E105. All right, fourth round here, or fifth round here, actually. Short antenna, but that doesn't mean much to me at this point. I know there's at least like 20 different cars. What does this feel like? It feels a little bit shrubby, a little bit south. I don't think we're in Dagestan again, but I do think that we might be down here. Nope, that was south of Chelyabinsk. Okay. 14,000. All right, let's head into the second game here. Okay. Long antenna. Looks like a black car. Cafe. There's a coffee shop over there. But okay, let's see. What does the environment tell us? Just by itself. Just by itself. Mixture of evergreens and deciduous trees. Fairly generic, which means, I think, it's like central western, somewhere around there. I'm gonna go with a vibe here. Just guess like central, maybe a little bit west of Chelyabinsk. Ah, it was way over here. It's actually Baltic. It was the border. Ah, what's this? So this is one of the bilingual signs that they have. Let me see here if I can find that one. Yeah, here. These are Tatar bilingual signs. So in Russian, the word for street is ulitsa, which looks like that. And it's abbreviated the Y and then that little table or chair, whatever you want to think about it, looking symbol, which is an L in Russian. It's abbreviated like that. And in the Tatar language, the word for street is this, which I think is Urami, something like that. And it's abbreviated Y, what looks like YP, and the P is pronounced like an R. But yeah, so we know we're in Tatarstan. And I think, does it give us a specific, I think it's only, yeah, it's just in Tatarstan. So we have narrowed it down by that one sign in all of Russia, what federal subject we're in. And if we can see the federal subjects here, I think Tartar's this one. If you're ever confused, you can always zoom in on the border and see. Yeah, this is Tatarstan on the left here, on the west side. Just pick a random city in there. Maybe just pick Kazan. Yeah, there we go. Just the largest city in that region. Moving on. Yeah, so let me get a little bit closer to this here. So this is kind of cool. You can see with this pedestrian crossing sign, it has a little metal bar that the little metal support is sort of in the shape of a U. If you get on the other side, it's a little more familiar as a U shape. And this, I believe, was in the spotlight section. And this is for Chelyabinsk. So let's go ahead and plonk it there. And the city and the federal subject. Whoa, look at that. Almost 5K. Sweet. Not that that means anything. It's just directly central. Okay, honestly, I think I've had this specific lock before, but I don't remember where it was. With these bollards, these have little, looks like straws on the side of them. Those are actually known to be more in the east than the western half of the country, but that doesn't narrow it down all that much. Still a lot of area to cover. Don't see many trees, and these mountains, or hills, I guess, these hills are kind of like the rolling hills you see perhaps in Mongolia, in the steppes. So let me guess, I'm not even going to look at the guide for this one. I'm going to branch out. Going to guess close to the Mongolian border, maybe in a place that doesn't have a lot of trees. Okay, not too far off. Yeah, so that was Krasnoyarsk. And please forgive me with my pronunciation. It's going to improve, but it's going to be like that the whole time. Now we have sandy soil, fairly brown, maybe a tiny bit orange. We have some birch trees. Look pretty healthy. And yes, sickly birch trees are a meta. I think that's in Omsk. These ones look pretty healthy. I would hazard a guess to say that it is the northwest. Not entirely sure where. Let's go with that. Let's just go say, well, where are we guessing here? Let's be smart about this, or at least informed about this, not necessarily smart. So Vologda is the federal subject we're guessing in. It was not too far off. It's over in Komi, I think. All right, 14,000. Again, around the same as the first game. Pretty consistent. Let's try to improve that. Try to improve that with the next few. Oh, okay, we have another sign here. Let's see if this one's a specific sign. Don't remember seeing this. I remember seeing all the bilingual ones. This one, I don't know. So we're going to have to look for other clues. This isn't a specific meta that I'm aware of. Ah, wait a second. These ones have little frames around them. You see this? And with the architecture, I think it would be a safe guess. For St. Petersburg? Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, when you see those little frames around the pedestrian signs, go St. Petersburg. And then blame me if it's wrong. Okay, see, these ones I'm not so great at, because this depends on the month that it's in and the car. We have no car, which is still a meta, by the way. Having an invisible car is a meta. And we have kind of wintry coverage, so probably March. So a good rule of thumb with winter coverage is south and potentially west That is extremely general, but it'll be better than you guessing Yakutia when it's actually Krasnodar. Ooh. Ooh. I know exactly where this is because there is a specific point on the guide that tells you. I don't know the 5K, but I know that it's this island. So there's this lake here, Lake Baikal, that I think is the largest lake in Russia. And there's an island right here. We're driving on this road. You can see the lake to the left, to the west, and then there's this little hill to the east. So somewhere along that line, we can look around. If we want to be closer, we can look at these bays, see where these are. It looks like we have a double bay, so something like that. I don't know. You could also look at the road angle, line up a road. Let's do that. Okay, it was further down. It's further down that way. But yeah, that specific terrain is that island on the lake. And now for this round, they're testing our knowledge of the bottoms of these poles. Okay, here they are. These alternating red and white poles are mainly found in Ulanovsk, also in the greater Nizhny Novgorod area. So let's go with Ulanovsk, which is around, where was it? This one, right around there. There we go, cool. We have frames around pedestrian crossing signs, so go St. Petersburg. Yes, indeed. All right, above 20,000, nice, nice. All right, on to the fourth game here. Ooh, we have a minaret, looks like. Pretty stony hills in the background. I think I've seen this down south. This terrain down here, maybe in the deserty area. Yes, okay, so they list here that mosques can be found anywhere in Russia, but they are by far most common in areas with a Muslim majority. South Russia and Tatarstan and Bashkortostan. Okay, so these, if this is indeed a mosque, which other than this little minaret, I don't see any indication of that type of architecture, but we'll go with it. We'll say maybe closer to rocky area. Was I on the other side? Okay. Makhash. I'm not going to try it. Yeah, well, you can read it. Concrete roads, very north. You can see these little spindly trees. And often you'll see these oil pipelines, oil and gas pipelines on the sides of the road, especially when you're super far north. In Russia, you'll see that. And yeah, so these are like over, they're in a pretty large area, but it does narrow it down to the northwestern part here. So maybe up on the road to one of these cities. It's over here, a little bit further north. All right, we have some rainy / foggy coverage. This reminds me of something I saw over here. Might not be the right road. Driving kind of north. Yeah, maybe we are here. We're here? Yeah, okay. I'll show you what I was thinking about. So in the spotlight section, we are looking at the, let me look for the Jewish Autonomous Oblast. Yeah. It looks like this, and it looks like the round that we just had. Very foggy, with a lot of birch. Okay. Very dense forest. Very dense birch forest. We have some pines mixed in. So, I'm thinking west. Thinking not too north. No. No, that was much further east. This is Gen 4 Omsk, I believe. See those wide open fields with some birch mixed in between. It was around that area. Nice. Novosibirsk as well. Okay. Let's play again. Game 5. These fences. Let's look at these. Try to go a bit faster through these rounds for you, so it doesn't get too boring. Round rectangular lines with a fence, or with a line through them. Unique to Chelyabinsk and the Orenburg Oblast. So let's go there. And by just that, by just analyzing the fence, we know right about where we are, at least within two, two oblasts worth of marginal error. This one is super far north. There's almost no vegetation. So Komi, Nenets, and Yamalo Nenets. I'm going to go max north on this one. It's up here somewhere. It's further east, but it was around that latitude. Ah, and these fences are the other one that we saw. Which are these. They are the thin, rounded, rectangular design in Sizran, Tolati, and Samara. Tolati will commonly paint theirs yellow, so we're looking at maybe Sizran or Samara for these fences. Let's try that. Samara. Let's go there. Nice. Nice, nice. Extremely gravelly road with very thin little spindly trees. I think it's literally this one. I think it might even be that that same location. Dark soil appears as you approach the mountains east of Yakutsk. Ooh, we should be looking for mountains here. Might see some in the back there. And yeah, so let's go to this road. Approaching the mountains over here. Where are they? They're over this way. Yeah, just along that river. Okay. Omsk ground, right? Yeah, okay, somewhere over there. Kurgan. All right, 18K. Play again. Game 6. This is the cabbages. The giant butterbur also is another name for them. Think this was only in the Sakhalin region. This was further south. So this forest, okay, I think I'm understanding finally the difference between the one road that's east of Yakutia and stuff like this, where we see very thin trees, but they're different kinds. Like this has more like orangey bark. There's some birch in there still. You'll see birch pretty much throughout the entire country, if there are tall trees at all. But I think this is either, and this is a big swing, is either east of the Baltics, so West Russia, like max West Russia, or East Russia. So we do have the flowers. We do have some flowers here, which is sort of a half meta. That's kind of a half meta with the Baltics, is that you'll see those little white flowers on the side. What do you think? I'm going to guess over to the west, actually. The soil is a little more sandy and white. Try there. It's exactly in the middle. Never mind. Forget everything that I said. It was just in the middle. It was just Tomsk. Because I'm guessing that it's probably just this latitude line, like this strip that goes right across it. Okay, got a church, it looks like. Let's see here. There's a lot of birch. There is quite a bit. So I think there's a specific tip for that. Very close together. They're not really close together, but that's all that we're seeing. Is like the east area east of the Urals, between Chelyabinsk and Novosibirsk. Okay, let's go with that. Let's go with that. Between those two, which is still quite a bit of an area. But let's try one of these. Let's go Kurgan. It's further west. It's kind of the vibe that I was getting at first. This is a little bit different than the Omsk grounds that we've seen so far. I think there might still be... Can't really identify those as birch. These trees look like poplar trees. I don't know if they're the black poplar, but I am going to guess south. Okay, it was north of Ukraine. Ooh, super sandy soil on this side. That looks like the edge of the silhouette of a giant mountain back there, but I don't think that's true. I think that's just a cloud. Super sandy soil. What do you think? What do you think? Surgut? Just literally Surgut? Even though we're on a rural road somewhere up here? Yeah, okay. Around there. Just around Surgut. Alright, game 7. We have the eastern bollards. Ones with the little straws. Feels like really hazy. This, I think, is the fire haze. Fire haze near Lake Gasinoye, southwest of Ulan-Ude and Buryatia. Okay. Southwest of Ulan-Ude, which is here. Somewhere around there? No. I think it was the other haze that we were looking at, which is north or around the region of Mirny, this city here. So the other haze is this stuff, which is usually more yellow, but it can be white as well. And as you can see on that little mini map, it might be hard to see, but that little region there is where that haze is. And then the other one can be distinguished not by color, but by the landscape around it. So the other haze is further south, but it's got an open rolling landscape versus forests. Just an Omsk guess, right? Just there. Yep. Gen 4. Fields with birch. Yeah. Ooh, we have some lupines. Those are pretty. Lupines. Where are those? Northern Vladimir and Eastern Ivanovo and Kostroma. So they're actually pretty isolated. Not too much of an area that these cover. So Vladimir is over here. The Vladimir Oblast there. We are on a rural road. Yep. Okay. Cool. So if you see lupines, think about going Vladimir. Let's see what we have in the background here. Oh, I think these are Russian olives. The Russian olive is typically found along the Kazakhstan border. Well, that does narrow it down, but it doesn't narrow it down that much because we have all of this territory. Okay, well, somewhere along the Kazakhstan border, that might be... I'm gonna try there. Oh, it was over there, okay. It's actually the border of Ukraine, not Kazakhstan. I feel like we had this mixture before, not too many rounds ago, where there were these kind of pines, along with a lot of birch. But I keep getting confused with whether it's east or Baltic, or maybe it's just on this line that we were seeing before with that sort of mixture. It was east, though. Okay, so that mixture of those pines, some of them are like brown, they kind of look a little dead, and then a lot of birch at the same time go closer to Krasnoyarsk. Okay. All right, game 8. Let's see if we can pick up anything from the phone numbers. Sometimes they'll give us an area code. Don't see one there. You know, whenever I see a location like this and putting myself in the map maker's perspective, I think that, okay, well, they want you to guess correctly. So what clues are here that help steer you in that direction? I see these like caged utility poles. I wonder if that's it. If that's something specific. So let's see here. Oh yeah. Okay, so utility poles with a mesh framework are usually found in Petrozavodsk. Where is that actually? I don't know where that is. Ah, there it is. Right here. Yeah, sweet. It's right next to that river there. So these signs with the black bottoms are specific to these regions: Chechnya, Stavropol, and Western Dagestan. Some exceptions can be found in Kabardino-Balkaria, but these will typically be uncolored. Okay, so these ones are colored. They're colored black. And what else do we have? What else do we have around us? We have this brick, which is also pretty indicative of the southern architecture. If you have a lot of it around, think of South Russia. Some stone walls too, nicely colored. Let's see, so we want to guess somewhere around here. Yeah, I go Stavropol. It's actually even further south down there. Ooh, I think we had this round already. Do I remember where it was? Not necessarily. Oh wait, this was super sandy soil. Yeah, it was up here. Was this one the one that was further to the west or the east? Like closer to Surgut? Maybe up there? It's over there. That one is east of Surgut. This one has some mountains in the distance. I think we're in Dagestan. I think we had this as our first location. No, this was over there. This is the dry steppe mountains of Mongolia. Well, of Russia, but what you're seeing is near the border. Looks like we have some haze. Again, I don't know if that's enough haze to warrant going east. Go in some area like east of the lake. It was not. It was not. Not our best round this time around, but not our worst either. Ooh, we have these bilingual or quadlingual signs. These have 4 languages on them, and this is in the city of Saransk. So let's find this. It's western, that much I know. I think it might be yeah, right there. Cool, yeah. So if you see those quadlingual signs, go Saransk. This feels sort of like a Ukrainian town. So I'm going to guess on the border of Ukraine. No, that was Nizhny Novgorod, up by the river. Sort of an urban area, very wintry. Ooh, was this one? I feel like we've had this one already. Was this the one that was like way over here? I think it was. I think it was this one. Sovetskaya? No. The exact opposite. This is Krasnodar. There was one like that though. There was a round where we had. That was that. We did have that location before. We had this location before, I think, as well. I think we're running to the bottom of the barrel on this one. This map. But that's good because then we can just kind of rapid fire practice what we've learned. We literally just had this location in the last round. It was not, I thought it was over here, right? It's not over there. It was over closer to Omsk, right? Or was it on the other side? Yeah, it was on the other side. Yeah, you could learn how to speed guess this map really quickly. That's cool. Might try to do that actually. Let's see. That was the 10th round, but I'll run through a few more and see if we can get pretty speedy on this. Ooh, this was St. Petersburg. Nice. This one I don't think we've had before. Kazan. Kazan to the north, it looks like. 134 kilometers. And then, oh, these are actually, this is in Tartarstan, I think, because they are bilingual signs. Somewhere around there. Yeah, so the first in the list you see is Cyrillic, and then this one underneath might also be Cyrillic, but it's a different language. It's Tartar instead of Russian. How far away is that? Like down here? Don't have a scale on this map. Oh, it was over here, further to the... It was closer, but it was further to the west. Okay. Ooh, this location again. This was on the island. I think it was like right about here. Over there, okay. This one is on a lake as well. I feel like, yeah, we had this one before too. This was down in... Yeah, the lake that's south of Lake Baikal. This is actually Lake Gasinoye? Gasinoye? Oh, the water's right there. It's literally right on the edge. Ooh, this one, we have another bilingual sign. That is the Chuvash bilingual sign. Ulica and Urame. Urame is the Chuvashian word for street. And Chuvashia is right... Wait, that's Tambov. Let's keep the map zoomed out to this point so we can kind of see the outlines of the federal subjects. Chuvashia, I remember, was sort of... It was more of a circular one. Was it down here? Is this the... Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Cool. So let's just go with what looks to be the largest city in that area. Yeah? Okay, cool. Sweet. Nice. All right, let's switch over to the second map for today, a Learnable Russia. With this one, I'm going to use a slightly different strategy than for the Plonk It map. This has a guide that organizes its information by the different regions and then gives a photo or two and a very brief outline of what makes that region unique. So let's take the first entry, for example. This is Kaliningrad. And so it shows all of the different spots of coverage that this map covers, and then explains that it has fall coverage with long antenna, has these lined trees down the road, usually with ringed white paint on them, and then some other little tidbits of information about Kaliningrad. And then it does that for every region that it includes on the map. So instead of going back and forth and trying to scroll and find the information I'm looking for during each round, I'm going to wait till the games are over and then just review what I've missed. And that should save some scrolling time. So let's get started with a Learnable Russia. Game 1. Looks like fall coverage, September or October. We have yellow, what looks like a yellow outer line, which is interesting. It's pretty hilly. And we have some flowers that have gone to seed. I don't know what kind those are. If those are the northern, there's a type of northern flower. It's kind of pinkish. I wonder if that's what those were. Maybe Karelia? No, okay, so that was actually in the Altai Republic. This one, pretty rocky. It's pretty lush. You know, I think I remember something like this. Yeah, there's like this national park that has really nice coverage. But I'm also thinking of one that is maybe further towards the border, like down here. Try that. Let's try that. No, it was that national park. Okay. Ah, these road lines. So with these road lines, they can be in a few different places, but what I've seen of them So this is on the west side, north of Moscow, somewhere around here. Okay, it's further south, but it was western in Kursk. All right, super sandy soil. I think this is super east. Is this actually Kamchatka? Find a road here somewhere. This road there. Yes, somewhere around there. It was that peninsula. Cool. All right. We've got some of what I like to call now, since I've had so many rounds of this and been incorrect, the Omsk roulette, right? So there's a large swath of territory around Omsk that kind of looks like this. Depends on how dry it is, depends on how many forests you have. I'm gonna go to the west a little bit. Let's guess around here. Oh, it was just Omsk. Okay. Oh, understandable. Okay. Okay, yeah, that was Kursk then. Those outer road lines. They're more rarely found in Tuva, Karelia, Kaliningrad, and a few other places. But if you see these, especially with autumn coverage and then a lot of birch around, go west of Kursk, around there, near the Ukrainian border. So there was that one, and what were the other rounds? There was one that was in the national park. Let's take a look at that. National park. Yeah, Tunkinsky. This area. It's very lush, bright summer coverage, no car, and beautiful scenery. And then there was the one in Altai Republic. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so the Altai Republic is what we saw for the first round. This one had autumn coverage and a lot of birch, but this is actually far more central than west. So white car, October, long antenna, and it's very mountainous over there. I remember seeing a lot of hills for that one. It also has some specific guardrails, but we didn't see any guardrails. All right, game 2. Ooh, we have these exposed foundations, which I think says very far north. Yeah, it looks pretty desolate in the throes of winter. So I'm going to guess, I think Venino, or was it? No, that's the wrong area. I'm thinking of a different area. I'm thinking of Vorkuta, which is up here. Yeah, north. All right, it was Vorkuta. Cool. It's in that city. What do you say? Omsk again? Let's guess west again. It was east. That was Chita. Near Chita, past the lake. East of the lake. I think we might have some larches in here. Are these the larches? I think so, which says east to me. Let's try that. Let's say... No, it was not. Much further west. Yellow outer road lines. And relatively nice road. Yeah, let's just do that. I'm not sure. Okay, so that was further north there. Whoa. Extremely blurry lens on this road here. Looks like it's been raining quite a bit. Let's go for a far east on the road that's east of Yakutsk. Somewhere over there. It wasn't too far off. It was the road south of Yakutsk, leading that way. Okay, let's break it down. Let's see what we need to review. So yeah, the Vorkuta one was good. Yeah, to recognize Vorkuta, it's extremely dead looking, relatively flat, black car, long antenna, reddish soil, some snow, and then buildings that have the exposed foundations like this. You'll see a lot of these in the far north. All right, game 3. Looks like we have some highway signs in the distance there, but I don't know that we need those. I think this is max south, maybe Dagestan, or the landscape that's right next to the desert. And it was Dagestan. All right, cool. Yeah, and then the further, I think north, the further north you go, it gets more deserty, more arid, and becomes an actual desert. So we have some street signs here. I don't know that they're the bilingual ones we were seeing on the Plonk It map. These are not the pedestrian signs you see in St. Petersburg, so I might actually just guess Moscow. This is a pretty cool building. And there's this one spot in, where is it? The R.M.L Oblast here. So I'm going to guess in this city. It was not. It was just Moscow. Okay. Ooh, okay. So we have some snow-covered mountains. And it feels really sandy. Pretty white sand, pretty far north, it seems. So maybe up here? Oh no, yeah. That was... It's on my mind as well. It's like, it's either max north or max east. It was actually in Magadan. Next one, winter coverage. Black car long antenna. Not that that means much to me at the moment, but, you know, if I keep noticing these things, I'll notice a pattern eventually. It feels sandy again. I'm going to guess around Surgut. And pray that it is at least close. No. It's closer to Moscow. Don't have any rims around the pedestrian signs, so I don't think this is St. Petersburg. A couple taxis. Is this Moscow again? It was, yeah, it was just Moscow again. Cool. Yeah, there's that one. Let me go back to that, actually. I want to show that specific taxi I was looking at. This one. I've seen this in Moscow many times. I don't know. They might be others in other cities as well, but I've seen that in Moscow. And then this one was Magadan. Let me go review the Magadan one. Remember that mountains all around, or summer Gen 4. You'll often see the coastline and haze. Haze from the forest fire. Did we see any haze in that one? No, this is on like the outskirts. All right, let's go again. We have mountains to the west. Mountains to the west. Biryatia? Oh, that's a place. let's go with the around Chita someplace. Yeah, Buryatia. Is that the? Oh, it's in the south. Oh, it's literally, yeah. Of course it would be on the border, because that's the sign for the federal subject, and it was around that national park, which we saw earlier. Very lush coverage. Okay. Well, we've got these guardrails. Where was this? This was in the Kursk area. Kursk area could be, but it's not autumn coverage, so I don't think that's correct. This feels more like the Primorsky. This area next to China. Nope, it was south, but it was on the western side. Very gravelly on the sides of the roads. This almost makes me think of Karelia. One of these. Okay, I had this before on the first game, I think, where I made a guess like this also. And it ended up being far more central. This map is significantly tougher than the Plonk It one. I'm not sure about this. Is this around Magadan again? I don't think so. Feels different than that. Feels different than that. I don't think it's the Yakutsk Road. Summer Gen 4 with no car? It's south down here? Where is this one? It was further south. Okay. Yeah, closer to the lake there. Oh, we all know where this one is, don't we? This is Lake Baikal on that little island. we're closer to this end of it. Let's guess there. Sweet. Cool. One more over here. I don't know if I'll be able to find this very easily on the guide. I could just search like autumn coverage with gravel, but I don't know about that. That's just one of those things. It's like, this is totally... wait a second. No, wait. No. I actually do know this. Because they said it was the most, like, unique foliage. I think foliage was the word that was used. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so this round, it does talk about the Sverdlovsk Road, which is north of Yekaterinburg, which is where we had this one. So this was indeed that road. And it says it has the very specific foliage like this, and then gravel on the side. Ooh, is this a Dagestan or an Orenburg? Sort of want to go Orenburg on this one. I've heard that it's really, or seen that it's really flat over here. It was Orenburg, sweet. Okay. All right, we have the larches. I think this is relatively east. It was way east, actually. Far east. Close to Veneno. I know this is a moving game, but try not to do that because that just takes up a lot more time. Feels a little bit wet, too. But I don't think it's the Jewish Autonomous Oblast. I don't think it's over here. I really don't. Are we... What's the road angle? Is it right for the road angle, though? Sort of, yeah. Part of it, anyway. I don't think it's over there, though. Well, let's try it. Let's try it and see. No, it was Irkutsk. Close to that. West of the lake. Ooh, this looks like either Murmansk or Karelia. I think I might go Murmansk. There's a lot of moss. Like the southeast road. Dude, let's go. Let's go. That's actually a good one. Actually a good one. Or we have haze. What kind of haze is the question? Is this fire haze? Or is it the general fog? So there's two, I think 3 locations on this map that have fog. There's the one south of Mirny, just around Lensk. There's also the one down near this lake, but I don't see the lake. And I think there's a 3rd location. It was that lake. Okay. That was that foggy coverage. All right, let's go again. Just Nomsk, right? Just Omsk. I don't know. Just somewhere around there. Somewhere around there. I know there are slight differences, but I am not keen on that yet. If I didn't know better, I would say this is an African landscape, but we are in Russia. So are we... We're not near the Caucasus Mountains, I don't think. Maybe we are. Be on the south end of this? Where were they? Oh, those were the steppe mountains. Yeah, of course, Mongolia. Okay. This, again, feels more like Canada. It's Summer Gen 4. I'm going to guess east. Somewhere around here? Yes. Okay, cool. Got the vibe right. Got the vibe right on that one. Is this over... Where is the, these two? Is it over here? No. That was... Is that Saransk? Oh, the Perm. That's the Perm round. Okay. This almost feels like... Wait a second. Is this Kaliningrad? Yeah, we got the line of trees. Classic Kaliningrad. And then the white rings around... Where am I going? This way. Around the trees. Nice. Nice. Alright, any of those up for review? Yeah, that one. It's like the steppe mountains. This is north of Mongolia. Kind of looks like the hills are piled up with rocks. And then we had the perm round, which this is the mixture between the birch and Baltic. I think the Baltic pines, and then some other species as well. And then, yeah, it's going to take me a while to get the Omsk roulettes down to a science. Let's play again. Nice. Pretty cool mountains in the distance. Guess where I'm going? Over here. To the north, mountains to the north. There. A little bit further west. Oh, I see them. Yeah, okay. So this is that area. This is that mountain range here. This one feels more like Dagestan. Feels more south. This is also south. Is this Krasnodar? Nope. Wasn't actually that south. It was on the Kazakhstan border. Well, this is different. This is different. Winter coverage. Kind of wanted to consult the guide on this one. Let me quickly scan through this. There we go. This one. I think we're in Kabardino-Balkaria. And where's the right federal subject here? Right here? Let's look down, let's see. Yeah, right on this side. Side there. We're literally like up in the mountains. Yeah, cool. Very thin trees. Very spindly trees. Once again, that is north and east. I don't know if it's peninsula. It might be peninsula. With like this road too. Yeah, why not? Let's go for it. Let's go for it. It was, yeah. Cool. All right, on to our third map for the night. It is an Arbitrary Russia. This one is sort of going to be my final exam, although I'm going to miserably fail it. I guarantee that. But for this one, I'm not going to look at any guides. I'm just going to play 10 rounds and see how it goes. I think I'm significantly better than when I started, and this has taken several hours, but I will attempt to do my best. I'm still going to give myself infinite time, although that's kind of redundant at this point. Also, I'll turn the movement off just because I haven't really been using it anyway. Is that Kaliningrad? No, it was on the other side of Belarus. Interesting. Kind of had that same like autumn vibe, mixture of trees there. This one, we have some poplar trees in the back. I think this is around the Kazakhstan border. Yeah, those can also be found anywhere like that's a little bit coastal, not necessarily like on the coast, but relatively closer than the middle of Russia. Let me guess, not completely in the desert. It's somewhere over here. Oh, it's further south, much further south. Okay. Go like with a Krasnodar, something like that. No, that was sort of central. A lot of evergreens. A lot of evergreens. The weird thing is, like, there's absolutely no birch. So this has got to be super eastern, right? Is this like a Magadan? Am I actually... No, I'm not actually connecting that vibe at all. I've never gotten a Magadan guess right. This is south of the lake. Okay, that's south of the lake. You know, it's better to be silent and people think you a fool than to open your mouth and prove them right. Wise man once said that. Hey, there's fire. All right. Is there anyone controlling that fire? I hope so. Could just be like rolling hills south-ish. Go with Samara. Krasnoyarsk. Alrighty. Not great. That was the first game. Second game. Whoa. Have a lake of some sort. Mountains to the west. Relatively wintry coverage. Dagestan? No. Oh, that's right. We had that route. We had that route earlier. Oh, man. Ah, man. Yeah, South Sakhalin. Right? It's a lake that you don't recognize, and there's mountains across to the west. Yeah, had that earlier. Okay. This one, Omsk, right? Yeah. Well, not technically. I wouldn't get the streak on that one if I'm doing oblasts, but yeah, Novosibirsk. In that region though. This one, I'm gonna go a little bit south. It's near Chelyabinsk. Okay. This is like Ukraine. It's just Ukraine, right? No. Tula, that was Tula. Not incredibly far off though. Just kind of felt like Ukraine. Alright, remember there was one over here that looked like that. But this feels more eastern. Feels more eastern. So we're gonna go like over here. No. It's Baltic. Oh man. Told you, miserably failing. Game 4. Haha, it actually was Omsk. This might be closer to Chelyabinsk. No. Way south on that one, way south. With this brick, I think south. Pretty sandy, though. Pretty sandy. And none of the other houses have brick, so just Surgut. That was south. It was Astrakhan. Okay. The brick did not lead me wrong. Sand on the side of this one feels very eastern. Is it this road? Nope. Snow coverage. Just randomly click, and it'd probably be better than what you could do on your own. I hope you can appreciate my slow descent into madness as Why? Oh man. Was south, was down there, one of those cities. This one, like on this side of Chelyabinsk? Somewhere around there? Yeah, okay. It's Orenburg? That was the other side, okay. There's the Altai. Ooh, that's a cool rock. Cool rock wall right there. It's pretty neat mountains too. So, and we have these, okay, so we saw this a while ago, these guardrails here. Where are these mountains? They're, oh yeah. Is this over here? Or is it in between? Okay, I remember that this guardrail I thought was over, it looked kind of like over here, but it wasn't. There was also, okay, so Kursk has guardrails that I think are black and white, but the terrain is totally wrong for that. So I'm going to guess right here. Yeah, finally. rather wintry. Is this like Veneno area? I've been tricked by that before. Over here. Is this area? No. Sometimes a spade is just a spade, you know? Alright, next game. Is this over here? Yes, okay. Okay, locking in on that vibe. A little bit. Just a little bit. Striped curbs. Oh, it's just way south, way south. Some rolling hills. Oh, these flowers over here. Some of those pink flowers. I think this might be more northern than... Maybe it's up there? No, over here. Okay, Krasnoyarsk. Okay. Belgorod, yep. Kind of had that vibe. Felt more like Ukraine. Next game. Red soil on the side here. Feels pretty east. Maybe back it off a bit. Maybe even go Chelyabinsk on this one because it actually feels more like that. I've just been looking at a lot of Russia maps. There we go. It's a cool shot. Just very wide. Wide angle of the mountains there. East side of the lake. These are cool mountains. We're down here again. It's not really, not quite the same though. There's like three pockets north of Mongolia. So there's here in the Altai Republic. There's here in Buryachia. And then there's, oh wait, is that, no, I got them backwards. This one is, what's this one? This is the Tuva, in Tuva. And then here in the Buryachia. Let's go with that. Oh, it was just the national park. Okay, it was just national park. On like the Kazakhstan border. Over there, Saratov. Okay. Next round. Oh, is this, oh, we do have some grass, huh? Do have some grass. Some living grass, that is. Might still go, I don't know if it's, yeah, Vorkuta is basically completely winter, completely dead. So maybe over here? Nope, it was just east of Yakutsk. Chelyabinsk? Nope. Very hazy coverage. And I think there's a lake right here. I think that is this one. Nope. It's Magadan. Literally Magadan. Oh my goodness. Never gotten to guess that right. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that. Maybe a Tomsk. Maybe a Tomsk. Dude, yeah, nice. Hobo to Makobo. I know it's like Novo, N-O-V-O. Novo to Tok Makovo. Still sounds kind of funny. Novo Tokmakovo. Next round. Hi, doggy. Hi, doggy. How you doing today? Are you having a good time? Being photographed by this Google Cam? Where are you? Where do you live? Where do you live? There's a category in my mind now that's just like around Moscow. Just there's somewhere around Moscow. It's probably not good, but it's just like I have like south, east, central, north, and then north, west, and then just around Moscow. It's basically the somewhere around Moscow is the last category. Pretty thin trees. Okay, not too bad. I mean, it was a terrible score, but at least it's like the quadrant of the country. Oh man. Just one of these, one of these, one of these. Yeah, okay, cool. This is interesting. Is this like this area between the elbow between Mongolia and Kazakhstan, or is it feels, I don't think so. It feels earlier in the year. So I'd almost guess over here, but at the same time, simultaneously, it feels more eastern. So I don't know. With these hills, that area is pretty flat, I think. It doesn't look like that. Maybe it is east. Maybe it is over there. Where? Magadan. It's always Magadan. It's rolling hills, rolling grassy hills. It feels like it's more east. Feels like it could be somewhere in China. But the vegetation feels a little bit south, but the mountains feel like they're east. That's Magadan. This one? Around Moscow. Just that. That's my around Moscow guess right there. All right, next round. Okay, interesting. That region has those kinds of pines. Whoa, hello. Hello, water. Hello, lake. This is not Magadan. It's not Magadan. It's up here. It's up here. It's up here somewhere. Oh, that was Yakutsk? Oh, I haven't even had a lock on Yakutsk yet. So that's on the river. Okay, cool. Cool. This is south. Not extremely south. Over there, next to the border. Border of Kazakh. Other side. Oops. Other side of Omsk. Next round. South-ish, maybe over here. Haha, cool. He gets 1,000 points and cheers. Yeah, it's true. It's the state of affairs at the moment. Agricultural, but very wintry. There we go. Sandy sides of the roads here. Not super sandy, but sandy. Ah, that kind of sand. Okay. Ooh, some steppe mountains. So not these mountains, but I think these mountains, yeah? Yeah. Wide open fields. Wide open fields. Krasnoyarsk. Okay, well, that concludes this session of Practicing Russia. Hope you enjoyed watching me suffer, or at least learned something along the way. All the resources will be linked in the description. Go ahead and check those out. And I wish you well on your own journey to region mastery. Live long and prosper, everyone. It's rolling hills, rolling grassy hills. It feels like it's more east, feels like it could be somewhere in China, but the vegetation feels a little bit south, but the mountains feel like they're east. That's Magadan.